We have a clip now. You know what I'm saying? I got my boy Marcus in the building right now. You know what I'm saying? We're going to go ahead and cover some Bulls hot topics right now. Um,
Yep, yep.
a lot of stuff going on right now, man.
Yeah, it is, man. As usual, this time of year, trade talks, buyouts, who we're going to pick up, All Star voting, MVP polling. NBA is exciting in January, actually, man. Then there's injuries. So there's a lot to cover, man. There's a lot that's going on in January. This is what you call literally mid-season.
Yeah. Um, First, we're gonna first kick it off with the worst part. Let's start with the bad news first.
Yeah.
Um, Alonzo Ball, after had the surgery of a slight tear in his meniscus in his knee, scheduled to be out 6 to 8 weeks. And you know what? When he came back from the COVID, I felt something was going on. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't moving like he normally would. He was playing well, but something was missing. You know what I'm saying? So I know it's going to impact the team, whatever. But they've been playing well without him. But we still need him for the big games or whatever down the playoff or whatever. So I mean, when you heard the news, what you thought?
Well, when I heard, anytime you hear of injuries, it's impactful to the team. It's like, man, dang, it's that. But once you absorb the news, you immediately say to yourself, better now than April,
Right.
or anywhere near the playoffs. Because 6 to 8 weeks is good because with the meniscus, it's not like you get that repaired and because you can go hard on it again. So that's the type of injury the meniscus is. If you look at ACLs, like guys like Zach LaVine had, and they were out for a year. Zach came back, and I kind of want to say to myself, I don't believe Zach ever had an ACL injury. That's how
Right.
much he's rebounded. But a meniscus is different. It only takes 6 to 8 weeks. The fact that it only takes 6 to 8 weeks means that you can use your knee for that explosion, for that torque. So, and I'm encouraged, man, because I don't think any team in the NBA is as deep as the Chicago Bulls at that particular position. And what I mean by that is you got to the point where Kobe White is on the trade block. And Kobe White, in my opinion, is a starter in this league. But we actually have him coming off the bench. And Ayo Dosunmu he's making last year's draft seem like the steal of the decade, right? Last 3 games, averaging 18 points per game. I think it's going to be a starter in this league. And then you have Caruso, who's so defensive-minded. We're going to miss Ball, no question, because he triggers the fast break. He has that vision. He's 6'6", so guarding guys or putting a hand in guys' face like Kevin Durant, that helps. But like I said, it's better now than later. Get it out the way. I'm glad he didn't mess around with it. Get the surgery. Get it cleaned out. Get your rehab in. And let's get back at it, man. But right now we got 3 very capable point guards where we shouldn't miss that much of a beat. We should be fine.
Yeah, and the good thing about this is that we have another point guard by the name of Ayo actually playing good. So it's like we haven't missed the beat yet as far as at the point guard position. But as I think I talked, well, we discussed this the last time we was on. Will Ayo be ready for it when it comes down to those big games? You know what I'm saying? Those big games. Do you think he'll be ready for those games? You know, because once it comes down, when we hit like after the All-Star break, that's when it really starts to go down. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. To me, Dosunmu has that Derrick Rose factor, and what I mean by that is that gritty inner city upbringing, where I don't think that the moment is going to be too big for him. He's proven that to me. If you paid attention to last night's game, and let's be clear, Cleveland is not a bum team. Cleveland's a pretty good team. They're right in the thick of the playoff race. They may be one of those teams to finish 6th or 7th. They're that good. So that game was a tough game. It wasn't an easy game, especially considering the guys that we have out. But when you see when Iowa was in the game in the fourth quarter, it's some pretty big shots and some pretty big moments. And he pulled up for a couple of threes and nailed them. And this is amidst Cleveland's run. When we were up 10, they cut the lead down to 2. I think they even tied it. But Io pulled up and like, okay, he didn't get the ball and swing it back again. He pulled up and nailed it. That's kind of telling me that he's ready for the big moment. He's not afraid to take the shot, and that's important. That's important for a rookie. He's a rookie taking that shot. So he's a tough kid, and he's going to get better. Oh my goodness, he's going to be. This is his first year. He's going to get better, man. So I mean, he'll start by playing on a rookie team, and his accolades. I mean, his defense is keeping him on the floor. He's a defensive player, and offensively, he's getting better and better. I said last year that he was a top 5 college player. People laughed at me, but I know what I do. I followed him all last year in Illinois.
Well, and I know that because you're a big Illinois fan, and I rarely watch college basketball or whatever. But you was talking about him last year. So when the Bulls actually got him, I was like, okay, that's Mark guy. You know what I'm saying? So I know you got the inside track on him. So, and the thing is, when
I hope they sleep on Kobe Coburn as well, the big center, the Illinois guy. I hope everybody sleeps on him and we grab him. If we get him, that boy's gonna be a monster. But we ain't gonna get him because we're not gonna be low in the draft. But
well, we still got a first pick. I mean, we didn't lose our pick though, so we
unless Coburn sucked this year and people pass on him, then yeah, we got a chance. But I'm telling you, he's going to be a monster in the NBA. I'm telling you now. Followed him all last year, and he opted to go back to school. He is going to be a monster. He'd probably go somewhere to Portland or one of those teams that's going to finish low in the draft. But if we got him, oh gosh,
See, I don't know too much about. Like I said, I don't know too much about the college guys or whatever. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, once we got him, I know Mark know about it, so I know he gonna like this pick. Whatever you know what I'm saying?
I was like, we got him. We got Io. Oh man, that was huge, bro.
But I mean, go back to the point guard position, because we'll get back into Io in a minute. Losing Ball is gonna be huge, but like I said, we still stayed afloat when he was out because he was hurt in the beginning, then he had the COVID, and then he came back, which he wasn't all that well to me. Like I said, you could tell the way he was playing, he wasn't like 100% like he was in the beginning of the year, you know?
Right.
So, with this happening, so you don't think they need to get a extra point guard, a veteran point guard, just in case? You know me.
I know you was gonna push it. I knew it. But I think we're okay. We got 3. That's still a lot of depth. Because I think, like I said, Kobe White of the 4 is probably the best offensive player at that position that we have. There's no question about it. But that's not Ball's game. Ball is a floor general. Ball gets other guys involved. Ball is a transition point guard. He hits guys. I mean, he initiates the break. He don't care about the assist. He'll get the hockey assist. So that means 94 feet under the other basket, he'll trigger the break. He don't care about dribbling the ball up and then dishing it off. He'll trigger the break because that's what's important. And that's his acumen. That's his game IQ. He understands getting the ball out. He understands that a player can't run faster than passing the ball. So if you throw the ball the length of the floor, that's 50% of a fast break. That's what Lonzo Ball is genius at, and we're going to miss that. However, what we're going to lack with Lonzo Ball, we're going to get with Kobe White's scoring. Right. And we're going to get that back with Caruso's defense, Io's defense, Io's tenacity, and Io can score. I think we'll be fine. We got 3 point guards. Matter of fact, having 4 point guards is what made Kobe White expendable. But we can cancel that Kobe White trade talk now. That's not going to happen. We have to realize that the 3 we have, it's going to make it a little easier. Players are not going to have to look over their shoulder like, man, am I getting pulled out or trade talk? So I think it's going to be a blessing in disguise in that Caruso, Io, and Kobe, they're going to be a little bit more relaxed. They don't have to look over their shoulder. And then what I mean by blessing in disguise, because we have that depth, Lonzo Ball is going to come back fresh, and he's going to be fine. We're going to be good, man. Who in the heck is in the dark?
That would be me driving.
What's good, bro?
Johnny
man, just got done watching my nephew play.
How'd he do?
He did all right. They were losing by a lot, but they ended up coming back, and they just ran out of time.
Gotcha. I always tell little kids when they're playing, you can live with losing. If you lose and you play hustle, then that's not losing. But if you don't play hard, then that's failure. I always tell my sons that, man, you got to play tough. As long as you give it your all, you're good.
Right.
Right.
Yeah, definitely in the first half they were getting smoked, and then it clicked in the fourth quarter, and they were down 22 and ended up, I think, losing by like 7.
Oh man, that's a good
Yeah.
comeback.
So
It's a moral victory. More kids, they say I don't believe in moral victory. But for a kid, that's a moral victory. That's good.
oh yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
Now you just be safe. You just be safe doing what you're doing right now. You know what I'm
Oh, I definitely am.
saying? No, we were just talking about the loss of Alonzo Ball, how much of an impact it's going to be. But like I said, we fall off a little bit, but we still gain because iOS is playing one hell of a got one hell of a season, really. You know what I'm saying? I mean, he's stepping
Definitely.
up every game. Every game he stepped up, and actually the last 2 games they say he made history in the NBA. You know what I'm saying? For a rookie, um, his shooting percentage and his scoring or whatever. Nobody in history in the NBA have done what he did the last 2 games. That's
Great.
crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, that
Consider
definitely is.
consider considering LeBron James, the big names out there, LeBron James, the Magic Johnsons and stuff. I was the first one to do something like this in the last 2 games. That's huge.
Oh yeah, definitely. They
So,
looked good last night. Vujacic finally stepped up and played big man ball.
but see, that's another topic we're gonna get to Boots in a minute because like I said, I mean I gotta cover it. I gotta cover it. So now we got the Lonzo Ball is now we got Kobe White and Io is they playing well together. It's like when they both on the court, they playing off each other real well. Like I didn't think that was gonna work neither, but they playing off each other really, really well. So what we're not trading Kobe White. We can't do it. We can't
No.
do it. We already know that. We can't do it. But when the pieces come back together, how are we gonna separate the times and stuff like that? How are we gonna manage the time with those players from AC, Io, and Kobe White? Let's
Good.
go with you, Mark. Let's go with you.
Man, I think Billy Donovan is savvy enough to manage minutes. And then it's going to be situational. It's going to be about matchups. I mean, who needs to be in? Like, I think if we in games, let's just say if Atlanta makes a run and Atlanta gets in the playoffs and they're like the 8th seed and with the 1st seed, or they're the 7th seed with the 2nd seed. We've seen what Io DeSumo does against Trae Young. Excuse me. Sneezing. Thank you. Trae Young is going to go for his points, but Trae Young is not going to get astro points, 40-something, if Io DeSumo is on him. You remember that game when he had 3 block shots on Trae Young. So it's going to be about matchups, and I think that Billy Donovan is smart enough to know that minutes is going to be predicated on matchups, who's playing well. So I don't think it's going to be an issue. If anything, it's going to be easier now that the ball is out, where they can delegate the minutes to these guys. If we need to, we're playing the Nets and we need scoring, it's going to go at Kobe White. If the game is a little bit more slowed down, half court set, then you're going to see Caruso getting the bulk of some minutes. So it's a good problem to have. You have 3-point guards for 3 different circumstances, and the Bulls they're pretty well equipped at their position.
Right. What you think, Tim? You think? I mean, it's going to work out even with your veteran players like Zach coming back. Everybody come back. Do you think the minutes will be? Nobody will miss a beat. You know, because I really don't want Io to miss a beat because right now he got something going on that's impressive.
I honestly think I agree with what Marcus said. Is Billy Donovan? It knows what he's gonna do. And the thing is, even though you got 4, you
We lost him.
Yeah, he lost him. He'll get back in. But I mean, I'm not too much worried about because I mean I know they'll find a way to work it out. I mean it's just more like just because it's gonna happen. We just don't want Io to miss a beat of doing what he's doing.
Right.
But I want to talk about Alex Caruso because he came back and helped snap back this team, and because with AC man, with having him on the squad, it makes everybody else better. You know what I'm saying? Everybody started was looked like they was playing defense. They was after the ball. When Alex Caruso came back, it was like everybody was involved with something. You know what I'm saying? And the impact he got on this team is crazy, crazy. So I mean, when looking at the game, what was your impression of AC?
Want to go, Tim?
Oh yeah,
Then we got still got some issues. He's probably driving. He probably get into certain areas where he's not
Right.
getting reception. I think Alex Caruso, man, is he's what you would call a spark plug. Like when
Yeah.
you got a glue guy. That's another term for the type of guy the type of play that he has. He's a glue guy. He's a spark plug and a glue guy. When you got a guy, he's a guy you hate to play against, but the guy you love to have on your team.
Right.
Because like Stacey King, and I love Stacey King's commentary, he's what you call an irritant. He irritates you. He's that net that flying around you. Get away from he's that.
Right.
And you love to have a guy like that on your team because he frustrates other players. And it's infectious. It's contagious. Everybody says, "Okay, man, we got man. Oh, we playing defense tonight. That's what we doing.
Right.
That's what you get guys doing. Everybody buys into it. It's like, man, I'm not going to let him outwork me. Everybody's going to buy into playing defense. Let's just protect the pass. Just get your hands on the ball. If you get your hand on the ball, you get a chance. It's 50-50 ball at that point because you deflected it. So that's what Caruso brings, and that's what I mean by it's going to be matchups, man. The game is a half court set, you're going to see this guy going.
you guys hear me now?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, he harasses guys, man, and that's what we need with Alex Caruso, and that's what we get back.
Well, because what Alex, the one player I like when the point guard Garland had came down court and thought he had an easy layup, and the Caruso just came from behind and just knocked it against the backboard. Even though they scored, they scored on that play, but the hustle that he's bringing to this team is like unmatched for anybody. I know the Lakers kicking themselves in the butt for that one. Let him go.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly what they missing. So, Tim, what you think about your boy AC coming back and help stop this losing streak?
Hey, I was happy to see it last night. Him coming out and the defense picked up automatically. As soon as he stepped on the floor, the defense just picked up. Like he was calling, where guys to be in the position and where they needed to be, and he was just doing what he was doing before he got hurt. He was in passing lanes, causing havoc. He was out there guarding Kevin Love and marketing. You know what I mean? So I think he picked up where he left off, and he got that team energized.
Yeah, and like I said, he didn't seem like he missed a beat. Only thing about it that his minutes and stuff is his minutes is limited right now. But I mean, he played 23 minutes yesterday, and he made himself known that okay, I'm back. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, I can't wait till they play tomorrow when they play the Milwaukee Bucks because AC was playing against Kevin Love, pulled a chair from him, made him travel and everything. So he could play against those. He's for the moment. You know what I'm saying? He's for the moment. He's up for the moment. So I mean, going to tomorrow's game, I mean, now we got the news that who's playing and who's not playing. Ball not playing, Zach not playing, still Green is out. You know what I'm saying? So what you guys looking forward to seeing tomorrow? How we match up against Milwaukee, because that's going to be one of the games that if we lose, that's what was important to me that we won yesterday against Cleveland, going with this losing streak or whatever. Because if they lost yesterday, then going to today, tomorrow, we'd be like on like a 6-game losing streak. You know what I'm saying? So, what are you looking forward to seeing tomorrow with this matchup against Milwaukee against the Bulls?
I'm looking to see that that we can, with what we have right now, we can hang with them, win or lose. You know what I mean? That we're not that far off from competing with them. I believe they're at full strength, or I believe they're still missing Bledsoe.
Brooke.
Brooke Lopez.
Yeah.
So if Nikola can play like he played last night, he may be the difference maker, because then you're going to put Giannis on him or Bobby Portis, and you're going to take away, and DeRozan, if he's DeRozan, and we can get a good night out of Kobe White and DeSumo again, and Caruso can do what he can do, I don't see why not. We can't hang with this team. You know what I mean? If they beat us, but if we're still close in the game, then that tells you with when we're at full strength, we can overtake them. You know what I mean? So if we lose by, let's say, 7-8 points tomorrow night, I'm not worried about it, because then Zach comes back, we get Ball back, and then we get Green and Jones Jr. back.
Yeah,
we're right back at full strength, and that makes up for that 8-point differential, right along with just Zach LaVine.
yeah,
Because I don't think honestly they have enough guys to guard what we have. Like if all the guys are doing their thing and coming off the bench with DeSumo and Kobe White and everybody, I don't really see that. They have a lot. What's Giannis going to do? Cover everybody?
well, I mean, and that's what I'm saying. I think the Bulls run deep, and I know Milwaukee run deep as well, and with playoff experience or whatever. That's why I'm hoping that they still get somebody in this buyout or a veteran on the squad. But go ahead, Marcus. What you looking forward to seeing tomorrow?
Just being competitive. Tomorrow's game is not even a measurement stick for me, man. You got to respect the Milwaukee Bucks. They're the world champions, and with that, they have the world's best player. I'm just going to say it. They have the world's best player, and you can't do it. There's nothing you can do about him, man. It's just nothing. It's just nothing you can do about this. It's you just stay competitive. That's what I'm looking for, in particular because we have guys out, and it's going to be difficult, and we're on the road. I want to see how guys like Io DeSumo is going to respond on the road against a world champion team, getting starters minutes. I want to see how Kobe White is going to respond as a starter. You want to see what is Billy Donovan going to do to at least not let Giannis go for 100 points. What can he do? Because we're not going to stop him. You know that old adage, we can only hope to contain him. You're not going to even contain him. He's going to go for 40. It's just what it is. It's just what it is with this guy. So I'm happy if we stay competitive. We get the win. That's great. I got a little trolling to do. Matter of fact, we got company from Milwaukee right now that's on the post. But if we just stay competitive, man, we'll be okay. That's where, and that's. It's not a measurement stick game. We're at full blast, then maybe. But if we just, that's the key. If we just stay competitive. That's what I'm looking for. If the referees let us play, we'll be fine. We
on ESPN. We on ESPN, so what's going to happen.
Then it's over. 35-point loss.
We're on ESPN. They ain't gonna let us play.
Yeah, 35-point loss. They're not gonna let us play. Referees not. And I don't even like blaming stuff on the ref, but that's the trend. Like we might have a chance though because it's a Midwestern game. Both teams are in the Midwest. They don't care for us or Milwaukee. So
are we at home? Are we at home or are we in Milwaukee?
Milwaukee.
Yep, 94 North.
Oh yeah, they might give them the home turf advantage.
Yeah. But what's crazy about them now, Aaron, the Bulls is like you catching us when we're not at full strength. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And it's making us it's making us look bad as a team or whatever. And it's like, see, that's why we didn't make them want to say that's why we didn't advertise, but we ain't at full strength. The games that we played on the national network or whatever never haven't been full strength. So, and I was telling you, Marcus, DeRozan got the same number as what's that? John Morant, and he's getting like mad airplay. But I was telling you, the reason that my thought is the NBA cannot market DeRozan because he's 32. It's easy to market Merritt, whatever his name is, because he's 2021 or something like that. So it's ways you could market him. Like I said, DeRozan's putting up the same numbers, and it's like he's getting swept under the rug, really. You know what I'm saying, for having a good season, having one of his best season of his career. But he's 32. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, as long as DeRozan keep on doing what he's doing, I still think in the long run we'll still look good. We'll be good in the playoff.
If we're being fair, Morant is explosive. He's pretty exciting. He's must see TV, and he's putting up the numbers. And there's no other reason why Memphis is doing what they're doing except for Ja Morant. So it's much deserved. I like that kid, but that doesn't say that. That doesn't mean that DeRozan isn't getting slighted. He is. At first, it was a reason not to watch him. Oh, he's in Toronto. Nobody watches him. But now you're in the third biggest market in the country, and it's just so undeserving for DeRozan to not get the exposure. The fans are recognizing he's the top guard in All-Star polling, so that's good. But he's not getting the conversation on the national level. We know the bias with ESPN. We know how they like to talk about the Lakers, Boston, New Jersey, anybody but Midwestern cities, and that's fine. Let them. But Ja Morant, he's the real deal. He is the real deal. I only hope that at some point he gets upset with Memphis and being in a small market, and at some point he want to come here.
He should have been here if we didn't win a couple more games that year. We had a chance to draft him.
Yeah. I mean that's guard pack.
Because he would have been, we'd have had him over Kobe White.
Yeah.
Wow. just imagine that now. If we'd had Ja Morant with what we have now. Oh, Jesus.
My only thing with Morant is that he's playing like Rose was playing his first year, just unstoppable, like full speed ahead. Somebody got to tell him to slow it down, or he will go out like Rose too. You know, so that's just my fear of him, because he's trying to dunk over anybody and trying to just explode off.
I literally put that in another group called Best Damn Sports Group. I mean, almost verbatim what you're saying. I put that in that group. I said he reminds me of Derrick Rose, but he's going to need to slow down. You don't have to make every play. Just like the play when he blocked the shot off the board with two hands, he actually banged his elbow right there. You know, some plays you just don't have to make. Like I say, he's must-see TV, and he's explosive, pretty explosive doing it. But at some point, and you hate to say it, and it's almost inevitable, you're going to see an injury. Something's going to snap because he's crazy athletic, man. But he has to pick his spots. He has to slow down at some point.
And that's why you need that veteran to actually tell you, hey, you know, you don't need to do all that, because even when Rose came. He didn't have you had Lou Aldain or whatever, but Lou Aldain wasn't the one to say, you know, slow it down, because he was a veteran, but he wasn't one of those OG veterans. You know what I'm saying? They're like, hey, you don't need to do all that. Like what Ayo is going through right now, he got DeMar to say, hey, this how you do it. You don't need to do all that. And that's why I think Ayo is really playing really good, because he's DeMar just took him under his wing, and he just soaking it all in. You know, he played with a whole bunch of vets compared to what Rose was playing with. I think it's slowing. The game is slowing down from Ayo for real.
Well, yeah, he's probably also telling them, like, listen, if these guys ain't going to respect you and not guard you, take them to the cup. Yeah. That's what he's been doing, and he's making good passes. He's making good drives to the bucket. He's hitting shots. And like what I saw yesterday when he hit a 3-pointer and they called a timeout, Cleveland did. DeMar just grabbed him grabbed him was like this and walked with him and said, "Hey, good job." You know what I mean? And that's I think that's what the Bulls were missing, was that veteran leadership of a guy to say, "Hey, you know, don't worry about it. If you're open, pull the shot. If you can take the guy off the dribble, do it. But keep doing you. Be you. Don't worry about anything else." And I think that's something that Patrick Williams needed last year, was someone to take him under that wing and say, hey, listen, if you got an open shot, go ahead and pull it. Don't worry about it. You know, like, well, you miss it, you miss it. It happens, you know. But I heard a little rumor today that's I kind of want to go for it, but at the same time, I don't want to lose, you know, a young talent. But there's a rumor put out there that it was for Collins and one of their guards over in Atlanta, and it was Patrick Williams, Troy Brown Jr. and the Portland pick for John Collins and
Timothy. He was with the Bulls before.
yeah, the guy
Timothy.
was with him before. Yeah,
Yeah, I don't like it. Him alone, in the trade with them alone, because he's garbage. The dude is
yeah, he's
garbage.
garbage. But that'd be a guy I would like if you brought him over. I would drop him and then go sign another big guy. You know what I mean? A guy that could help. But if we can get a John Collins and you put him in that starting five, holy cow!
Yeah,
That'd be the best starting. That'd be the best starting five in basketball.
but is John Collins actually upgrade over? We because the thing is we haven't really seen Patrick Williams with this squad in full strength. You know what I'm saying?
Right, right.
So do
But you know, like, but a lot of people be like, well, the age difference. John Collins is only like what 23. I want to say he's like 23, 24, and then Patrick Williams is 20. So he's got a little bit more experience, and you already see what John Collins can do with that Atlanta offense, which is a fast paced offense. And if you bring him here with the likes of Lonzo Ball, man, dude, it's going to be Lob City all day
but
because the
see,
guy can jump out the gym.
but see, I think is giving up Pat Williams worth the Collins, because I think Pat Williams could do exactly from what we saw from last year with the right point guard and the right team. I think he could do the same thing. That's just me. I mean, maybe I'm biased to it. I don't know.
I think so too, but I think if you're in that win now mode, that you know, yeah, it's hard to say because it is Patrick Williams, and we've only seen him for you
Five
know
games.
a full year and 5 games this year. Um, but you see what the embodiment work that you get from John Collins, and I think that out of all the trades that we've heard so far, John Collins might be the guy that I would go for over Sabonis and Miles Turner.
Mm,
The kid is young. He signed for he signed for what I think a 6 year deal. So
yeah,
you got him for 6 years, and then when he gets into later in his age is when he starts getting into his prime. You know what I mean? And then you have Levine, him, Ball, Kobe White still, Caruso, Desumu. You know what I mean? So it's really hard to say. Like I just want to like last night I didn't understand like why didn't Cook play? Like you were outsized a lot sometimes, like especially with Mobley.
yeah,
Like why Cook came back last night. Why wasn't he playing a couple minutes on Mobley? You know what I mean? Just to be a big body out there, and that's what kind of confused me. And then kind of hearing about Lonzo Ball today kind of upset me is we know we have a problem. Like we're putting our smalls on these bigs, and looks what happened.
yeah.
These guys got hurt. Caruso was hurt because guarding big guys. Not last night. He was back guarding big guys.
Right.
Lonzo Ball was down there banging with the big boys. Gets hurt. And he's out 6 to 8 weeks. Levine down there banging with the big boys. He tweaks his knee. Same
Yeah.
thing with Green. Same thing with Jones Jr. And it's like we can't keep going through these injuries because one of these times these injuries may be significant and take one of these guys out for the rest of the season. Then
Yeah.
we're talking about, well, maybe next year. I know the front office, they're doing their due diligence and they're trying to make moves, but we have to do something because, going into the playoffs again, we're going to see the Embiids. Cleveland is a team that's going to be in the playoffs and possibly with the size they have. We're lucky they didn't hit all those buckets last night.
Yeah.
So it's like we have to, and especially against Milwaukee. Like I would have loved to see a move made, a buyout move made somewhere to bring in, DeMarcus Cousins and say, hey, listen, we're going to utilize you against Milwaukee. You know what I mean? Like just to
Yeah.
give us some size out there because we're playing a team tomorrow that's got a lot of size.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. They got a lot of weapons over there,
Mhm.
and relentless, and they play hard. So,
Mhm.
but Marcus, what you think about John Collins? I mean, I I like it, but I don't like it. I don't like. I think I don't like it more than I like it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, the kid is talented, and I, we don't know what we fully got with Patrick Williams. That's just the bottom line. Just the bottom line. And just stay consistent with what I've said before. Are we really going to win the championship this year? Anything can happen, right?
Yeah.
Teams, you don't predicate or bank on other teams getting injured, so you
Mhm.
just so you can make a run. But even that's constructed, and if those teams are healthy, we could be this year's Atlanta Hawks, who really was a fluke in my opinion. We could be this year's Phoenix Suns when they made that finals run. So we can do that with this team without giving up Patrick Williams for Collins. Like I said, the kid is young, he's talented, but I don't, and this has been my theme, I don't want to see Patrick Williams, who right now is pretty much still considered a project. I don't want to see him go and then he's Kawhi Leonard. I don't want to see that. I just don't want to see that, man. Because what my prediction is still kind of on the cusp, and that's when I said that Patrick Williams could very well be the best player on this team, even as good as Levine has been and DeRozan. We know what he is at 32.
Oh yeah, I agree.
Yeah, he still could be the best player on this team, man, because he's still raw. He still needs to be molded. He's a lump of clay, and we give him away because we figure, well, we got a window this year.
Right.
No,
I just think that I think if he went to Atlanta, he wouldn't get that shot to be a Kawhi Leonard because in Atlanta it's all about Trae Young, and they would look what they're doing. Like when you look at that team and the run they made last year, and coming into this season, a lot of people it opened up eyes, and people are like, all right, well you give these guys a couple more guys around this team, they could be pretty nasty. And then all of a sudden it's a fire sale. They get rid of Cam Reddish. For what reasons, we do not know. Now they're talking about trading John Collins and the one white dude that can hit all the threes.
Yeah.
They're talking about getting rid of these guys, and it's like, for what? And then I'm reading stuff that John Collins came out and said that, wow, they're just giving this guy a lot of power, and he's making calls. And it's like, if you made a trade with Atlanta, I don't think that he would block Patrick Williams from being that guy, because right now, what I see, it's the Trae Young show in Atlanta. They gave everything to Trae Young. He might as well be the coach, the GM, the president, and everything, because they're just allowing him to call what he wants and do what he wants.
But I actually do see his assist, because you still got to remember Trae Young has a heck of a lot of assists.
Yeah,
I still see Patrick Williams becoming better wherever he goes. He can go to Sacramento. Wherever he goes. It's not even just Atlanta, but wherever he goes. I just don't want him to become this guy that we like, man, we had him. I don't want that glory. Man, we had him. And then our window closed. I mean, do we really have? I mean, what is our? If you look at, we say, okay, we can make a run. We have a window now. It's not like Milwaukee got worse or even stood pat. They added. So do we really have a window to where we should mortgage some of the youth? That's just not how it used to work. Like if you look at the progression of how the Pistons couldn't get over Boston, but they finally did. And then the Bulls couldn't get over Detroit, but they finally did. Maybe this is our time where we just probably can't get over Milwaukee these next few years. And then with this new crop of players like your Kobe Whites and your P. Wills, and they become more seasoned, maybe it'll be their turn in 3 or 4 years. I just don't want to mortgage the guys that we have now for the sake of, man, I think we got a shot to beat Milwaukee. Do we really? Maybe we do. Maybe we do. I'd love to be wrong on that.
Yeah.
But is it? But is it with the expense of getting rid of Patrick Williams for Collins? I don't. Then again, that's why I'm not a general manager. What the heck do I know?
Well, and see, that's why my thing is, because Patrick Williams, what he gives to me, what he gives, what Collins doesn't, that he could guard the 1 through 5 position. You know what I'm saying? Guard the 1 through 5 position. And he's gonna accept whatever role you give him. He's not an ego trip, and I'm not saying Collins is neither. But if he calling out Trae Young right now, he voiced his opinion, which that's okay to do. But I think what P. Will, I think playing with those veterans, man, I think and playing with Ball, I think he gonna be that much a better player when you get in there. I don't. It's like you trading Collins for Patrick Williams. You trade for sort of like the same type of player, but to me, why do it? A player making more money now, you kind of messing up your money for Zach LaVine because you still got to sign Zach after the season. That's why I say you stand packed and just wait for the buyouts and whatever costs. You know what I'm saying? Just hold fast. I mean, I was one of the ones wanted to see things happen real quick because we was on a winning streak or just killing. You know what I'm saying? Like keep it going, keep it going. But like Mark said, let's pump our brakes a little bit. Let's wait and see what happens. Because right now, I just posted in the group. I don't tell you was at the basketball game. Paul Millsap. I ain't found him now, but he's asking he want to get traded, and Jersey is trying to find a trading partner to get him out of Brooklyn.
Well,
But
we need to jump on that bandwagon and give them we have an abundance of second round picks.
that's why I said that's the only thing I give. That's the only thing I give for Millsap a second round pick. Nothing else.
I'm not nothing else. Not a player, not a first round pick. Listen, Paul Millsap hasn't really done much this year, so I'd be like, here, take it. We have an abundance of second round picks. Take one of our 10 second round picks that we have for the future, and do what you want to do with it. And then that brings in a guy that I'm not saying you got to start Paul Millsap right away, but he's another veteran leadership guy that could be on the bench like a Thaddeus Young from last year and be able to control that second unit. Because if Patrick Williams is possibly coming back in February, then he's gonna they'll still keep doing what they're doing, but Millsap's the guy that come off the bench with a Kobe White, with a DeSumo, and be a veteran leader out there with DeRozan in, or Levine in, or Ball in, or Caruso in, and I think that gives them the big body they need. Millsap will go and rebound the ball, and he can guard the bigs. So,
honestly, Tim, if he come, I'm actually right now, I'm putting him in the starting lineup. I'm putting him in the starting lineup.
I would too until Patrick Williams is ready.
Right, because here's my thing. Like you just said, we playing a lot of players out of position. Who's actually playing power forward right now? Our lineup right now is Io, DeMar,
Kobe.
That's for starting.
Yeah,
right
Kobe
now?
White starting. Yeah, Kobe, DeSumo, DeRozan.
Troy Brown.
No, it wasn't Troy Brown. It's McKinney.
Yeah, he started.
And,
he didn't play the rest of the game. Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. So by Millsap being a vet, if they get on, I'm instantly putting them in. So then everybody plays at their natural positions now. You know what I'm saying? Now you could get like a Green come back, he could play back the 2 or the 3 position, play at their normal position, and that's gonna make him that much better. You know what I'm saying, with the squad. So
right, and that's the thing is with what you have now. If you bring Millsap in now, he can start with Nikola, Paul Millsap, DeRozan at the 3, DeSumo at the 2, and let's say Kobe White at the 1. Now that puts McKinney back on the bench for a guy that can come in and spell DeRozan to give DeRozan time off to say, okay, I can get a few minutes break. And then when you come back, when Green comes back, Green automatically is going to be that guy to come off the bench. Same thing with Jones Jr. They're going to be the guys that you could put in those roles then to later in the games to say, okay, now we're going to hit a small lineups, because a lot of teams, like especially Golden State, they play small ball. So you have a counter offer right there. You go with your bigs, and then you bring in the small unit where you can play Paul Millsap at the center in a game like that against them. Because Draymond Green, even though Tony Bradley's looked okay the last couple of games, you know what I mean? So, but against small lineups like last night, he was having trouble against Kevin Love and all those guys. So it's like, all right,
yeah. What you think? What you think, Mark?
We got so many routes, but I like the idea of possibly going after Paul Millsap.
What you think, Marcus?
You're not asking me about Paul Millsap. I know you're not asking me about Paul Millsap. When I hear Millsap, I think of, hey, Bart.
Millhouse.
No, but I've never been a Millsap guy, man. Like, never. And this stage of his career, he's relegating to shooting a 3-point shot. Timothy was being nice by saying give him a second round pick. I say let's just offer him dinner at one of them restaurants downtown Chicago to come play for us, because I'm never giving anybody away for Paul Millsap at this stage of his career. All he does is shoot the 3. I pass. I didn't like his game when he was in his prime. He wasn't a banger. He had a banger body, but he didn't bang. I don't know. He wasn't a guy. I'm not moved at even the very mention of his name. Pass.
Well, in the beginning of the season, I mean, I was all for it, but like as we watched the Bulls play this year, you kind of figure, okay, now what do he fit? But then now that you got these injuries and stuff like that, I think without giving up too much of nothing, you still keep your core together with getting him. You're not busting your core up. You know what I'm saying? Who else is out there that's going to get brought out that you figure like that's going to, other than what's the guy, Tristan Thompson? Other than him, who else is out there that's actually that you want to see them that they may get brought out that you want them to bring in, other than Tristan Thompson or DeAndre Jordan? That's it.
Derek Favors.
I forgot about him.
That's the guy I would love to see be bought out because he's still good. He's a damn good ball player, but he doesn't get a lot of tick where he's at right now. And Derek Favors.
Where is he at?
I want to say he's in. Is he still in Utah? No, he's not in Utah. That's Hakeem Whiteside. Where did he go?
Let me see.
Damn it! I gotta look that up. Yeah, like where's he at?
Is he with the Kings? Hold on.
He might be with Sacramento. Pretty where he's at. I'm
kind of curious now.
Yeah, that would be the guy I would, if there's a chance to get him for nothing for peanuts, a second round pick, move him over or the buyout. That would be the guy I would go get because that guy can ball. He can play down low. He's a big body. He loves the bang.
Yeah. Let me see where he's at. Wow. Wait a minute.
I heard there was a possibility of
OKC.
OKC. Why not? He ain't doing crap in OKC.
Yeah, he's with OKC.
I'd bring him over. Or give me I heard the Wizards might be getting rid of Montrezl Harrell.
He's a head case though, man. I mean, he's been real. I mean, yeah, I take it, but
or can we get Thaddeus Young back from San Antonio?
They can't. No, the rules or whatever stops that. But looking at Favors minutes, he's not playing at all. He didn't play the last two games. He didn't play. The game that he played against Cleveland was 17 minutes. He was 6.8 rebounds. Didn't play the game against Brooklyn. Yeah, he's not doing anything over there.
That'd be a guy I'd go after.
How old is he? Let me see how old he is.
I want to say he's like maybe 30.
Yeah, he's 30. Yep.
He's in his prime. Perfect. He's in his prime. And he's a guy that when he was with Utah, when they took out Rudy Gobert, he was the guy that came in the game and kept Utah scoring and played defense. Why not? Why are we not looking like that's a guy they should be looking at? Because if OKC's not playing him, because OKC ain't got nothing over there,
right?
Why the guy we should be looking at? But they might, we never know. Again, we're not general managers, but if I could send a note to AK and say, hey, why don't we look at Derek Favors? You know what I mean? He's a big body, strong body, and I think he would fit what we do here. He plays on a young team that likes to run and push the ball. And if the man played 17 minutes and got you 6 and 8,
yeah,
I'll take that.
He's making $9 million, close to $10 million a year. I think he's got up into 2023. So he got a 2-year deal.
What do y'all think about? And I'm just gonna throw his name out there because he's planning on some 10-day contracts now. He's 6'11", 250 pounds. Just I'm kind of giving a build up now. And during that 10-day span, he averaged 7.7 rebounds. Back in the day when he played on the court, when he patrolled the paint with Drummond, they were thought to be a great front court. I'm talking about Greg Monroe.
He's overseas, ain't he?
No, he was just he literally was just with the Timberwolves.
Oh,
he's on a 10-day contract. So I mean, I think he's available.
He wouldn't be.
Matter of fact, I just saw him on highlights the other day. So he's available. I
He
mean,
wouldn't be bad.
Greg Monroe.
I mean, because if you talk, because that's what we need. We need a wide body. If you're talking about a buyout or a pickup off the scrap heap, and you want to preserve some of these the talent without mortgaging them, I think he'll be an ideal fit. You
He'd
know,
be nice.
7 rebounds a
He'd be
game,
nice. He'd be real nice. Greg
7
Monroe
points a
can play.
rebound. I would look at him and maybe give him a 10-day and then sign him for the rest of the season. I mean, he would come dirt cheap. And like I said, he's 6'11", and he's just 31 years old. DeRozan's 32. Like, why not give this guy a chance?
Yeah.
Like, why not?
Is he with Washington now?
I think it was Washington now, but they just signed him. But he was with Minnesota.
Okay, y'all
So
see
he's bouncing around on these 10 days, and he's not sticking. Well, this is exactly what the Bulls need. So give him a shot.
Yeah.
I mean, we was talking about giving Cousins a shot. Why not give Greg Monroe a shot? He's big.
Yeah.
Yeah, why not?
Less of a head case.
Yeah.
There you go.
I'm not against it. I mean, because I think he's a banger, and I think that's what the Bulls is actually missing is a banger that's going to help Vooch out to lay the pressure off Vooch, because I think a lot of pressure is on Vooch because he's got to play the big man role, and he's a big man. But to get it to him before we get off, whatever, the Vooch game yesterday started off like Vooch, started off like a Vooch game, but after halftime,
Vooch was Vooching.
Right, exactly. Then in that second half, he had this turns it around. He had a clear 3-point shot, pump fake, went to the hole, dunked it, changed the whole game right there. Then he started taking the ball down low. It was killing him. That's the part of the game that I want him to play, and that's the part of the game that I say he's trash because he continued to play the 3-point line. But he was really killing a team that got bigs in the post.
Right, they started 3 of them in Allen, Mobley, and the dude we had last year. They got 3 big guys that are over 6'11", and he was taking it to the cup on them. And I'm sitting there thinking, all right, you did this tonight against 3 bigs, but you couldn't do it the other games. Like, that's what we need Nikola to do: sit in the paint, post up, and score buckets. Like, we understand you're going to miss a couple shots here and there down low. Everybody does. Nobody's perfect down low. But if you put that pressure on teams down low, especially the teams that don't have true big men, it makes it harder for those teams to stop you. Either they're going to try to stop you, and if they're going to come double and triple, he's a great passer. It's going to leave guys wide open, cutting to the basket, 3-point shots. That's what's going to take that out. And if they don't want to double team you or triple team you, you just take advantage of what's down low and we'll keep feeding you the ball.
And that's what happened because it was a play that they gave it to him down low. He looked, who came to the cut? That was Ayo. Ayo was coming to the cut, got an easy layup or whatever. And Marcus, you had mentioned it yesterday that you mentioned something. What did you mention about Vooch? And I agree with you what you said about him. I just had it in my mind. I can't remember what it was. But you had hit
much about him. But mostly Vooch is what he is. I mean, when he hides, and if you got guys like DeRozan and Levine, his deficiencies they're going to be covered up a little bit, because we have enough scoring. But he's a little exposed when those guys are out, and we need for him to be Orlando Vooch. We need him at that point. We need him to give us 23 and 16. But the game before yesterday, he gave us 7 points. So just like and I think what you probably was alluding to and yesterday's game was a perfect example. When you have to start off with high percentage shots first. You got to come away from the shooting the threes. You get a little bit too comfortable with that. As big as you are, you should be able to patrol the paint and dominate it. That's going to open up so much. Just like when DeRozan was driving the ball and then he found Vooch in the corner and then Vooch knocked down a shot.
That's what he was.
Wide open, and that kind of like opens up the game for you. Don't start the game. You're not Steph Curry. Don't start the game shooting threes and the ball. I remember and the way the Bulls used to start game, they did this with Cartwright and Longley. I don't know if anybody remembers. They used to give them the ball first. Not Jordan.
Started off.
They got Cartwright some touches first. They got Luke Longley some. That was just the Phil Jackson way. Just get them some touches, get them out the way.
Yeah.
But with Vooch is much more skilled than Cartwright and Luke Longley.
Right.
So you can keep giving Vooch some touches, and then with the way the game is today, okay, Vooch is dominated. They kind of running another guy out and down in the paint. All right, it's time for me to go to the perimeter. I'm gonna be knocked down. But you're too big to start the game out on the perimeter.
Right.
Get down low, get your tail down low, get a couple of touches, turn around, up fake, come back around, Olajuwon, bam. You can do that. I've seen him do some Olajuwon moves. I've seen Vooch do it. I've seen Vooch stop on a dime, come back, and go back up. So he can do it. He's getting too comfortable with the 3-point shot. And I don't know what it's going to take for him to realize that. Maybe DeRozan got to say, hey, man, we need you down in the paint. And then we'll get you good touches later on.
I think that game yesterday, I think he realized because that pump fake and he took it to the basket and he dunked it. I think from that point, I think he figured he got it. You know what I'm saying? Because he continued to go down in the paint. And like I said, if like you just said, if he start off going down in the paint at halftime, team's going to adjust to that and say, okay, he's going to play the paint. Let's pay him for the paint. Then you can take it outside and work your way outside and then open it up for, let people adjust to you, not you just to them. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That's how I look at it. Yeah. So
I agree with that. You gotta play big because you are big. Play big first. I know. I get it that the game is a perimeter 3-point game, but you're still a big guy. That's where you should. That should be your domain.
Well, I mean, we go wait and see what's happening with this. Because the Millsap, I think that's what's trending right now on Twitter is Millsap want to leave Brooklyn. And like you said, Marcus, I mean, I haven't heard Greg Monroe name out there as far as like linked to the Bulls. I haven't heard any of these names that we mentioned linked to the Bulls, but Millsap. But we'll see what happens. Like I said, with these players you guys were talking about getting, other than Millsap, you don't have to give up anything to get these guys. Try them out on a 10-day contract, see if they stick, and without mortgaging off your squad. I mean, I think what the squad they got right now is decent. It's decent. You just need that one or two big guys that actually is going to help Vooch out when he comes out or whatnot.
Not even that. You can even, what is it, next year they got the 2 first-round picks. They got Portland's pick and their own. You might be able to still build for the future with those picks and draft guys. But if you can dangle that first-round pick and still not give up Patrick Williams or Kobe White or any of your young talent, and you can bring in somebody that is worth it with that first-round pick, then I say you move it because you still got another one, and you build off that pick next year. But if you're looking to go with 2 picks next year, so be it. But I think they can dangle that Portland pick or dangle their own pick just for somebody to come in here, because teams are going to get desperate around the trading deadline. They're going to want to shed salary and this and that. And if the Bulls are willing to part ways with that first-round pick, and you can bring in a talent without giving up your young core, that would be something deadly.
But sooner or later, they got to pay Kobe White because his contract ends 2023. So you got to figure out what do we stand with the Bulls or whatever. I mean, how long are we going to pay him, or are we going to give him away because they're not going to pay for him? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So,
but I think we can get more from if Kobe White continues to play what he's doing and we keep him all season. He does it all season. We probably can get more in the off season for him than during the trading deadline.
Yeah. Because they got to make a choice if they're going to keep him, and I think if the Bulls doing good, I don't see him leaving. They just got to give him a good price being the 6th man. You know what I'm saying? Just being the 6th man coming off the bench. I mean, hell, you gave Felicio a $9 million contract or whatever. So
listen? Oh my God, that was equivalent to giving fucking Jay Cutler a $100 million deal. What the fuck? Us in Chicago, we have some serious problems with giving people money who aren't worth it.
Right. Exactly.
We can put $60 million for 4 years, or $6 million for 5 years. Y'all remember that? $60 million 5 years. Back then, that was crazy.
That was crazy.
But we'll see what happens. Like I said, man. I mean, we'll just wait and see. Because, like I said, we got these injuries that we wait for players to come back. Ball, hopefully, he get well soon. They said 6 to 8 weeks. But like I said, as long as Ayo is playing where he's playing, we can manage. And I stick him in. I won't start Kobe White. I keep Ayo. In the starting lineup and let him get more season because he's not screwing up. He's not making dumb passes.
No.
Out of the 2 games or the 2 games, he only had like 1 or 2 turnovers in these 2 games that he's played.
Mm-hmm.
It's good. You know
Good.
what I'm saying?
Pretty good.
Yeah. So what we do is we go get ready for the Milwaukee Bucks game tomorrow, and then check it in and see what happens. Then we go
Wait,
be back.
no bear segment? What?
What happened?
No bear segment? We're not talking bears?
Wait, it ain't hit nothing happen. I think Leslie Frazier is top of the list right now. I think.
Hey man, I was just joking. We don't need to talk about the bears.
Supposedly they didn't. They're not happy with Brian Flores or some crap like that. But listen, give Brian Flores what the hell he wants because we need it. But again, it's the Bears organization. I think honestly is looking for a yes man. You know, they want a guy that's going to listen to what they want because again, they don't care about the fans. They care about bringing in money.
I think it's gonna be Leslie Frazier though. So I'm telling you, it's gonna be Leslie Frazier.
It'd be nice. It'd be nice.
Yeah.
Hey guys, y'all do know I was just joking. The Bears don't deserve a segment.
Yo, we about to get up out of here, man. We'll catch y'all again next week, Tuesday. But if they beat Milwaukee, man, I think we need to come back.
Hey, if they beat Milwaukee, I'm down for Saturday night.
All right, we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens there. Once again, it's a Set It Up production with Full Clip with Marcus and Tim, and we out.